everybody, in this video I'll be showing you how to convex in Zula, SE4, pretty much any blade with the mouseboard sandpaper method. Now I'm going to start with the Zula. My Zula is zero convexed, which means it's going from the spine of the blade all the way down to the edge in a convex. Knives usually don't have zero grinds. They have a secondary bevel and then a primary bevel. So like my SE4, for example, has the secondary full flat with a primary, or is it the primary secondary? I forget. Oh well, doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying. Now with the Zula, since it is full convex, you essentially want to lay the entire blade flat. I've noticed that if you do this, however, you won't quite get the tip. So to get the tip, you kind of start off with the tip a little bit, pretty much towards the paper, about, I would say, 2 millimeters off the paper where the spine is. Now you move forward and then you drop the blade completely flat against the sandpaper. Same deal on that side. Now I am putting a little bit of pressure, not very much. If you're doing a zero grind, the more pressure you apply, the more convex your edge will be. You know, if you're really pressing down and you move it over like that, you'll see that the sandpaper will kind of crease up. So you just pull on it a little bit. But this nice even pressure, make sure you get that tip. Make sure you get that tip down. And what that actually does is it does give it a little robust tip. You know, see at the very edge, it kind of brings that tip in. If you were to leave it full flat, then the tip would be very acute, and it would be more prone to be chipped off or broken off. Now, if you say, I don't want to, do a full flat, I want to, keep a 40-degree bevel on it, then what you would do is, you would, instead of leaving it flat, just leave it up. So you do the whole entire pass with your blade at the same angle across. Make sure you get the tip and drop it. I'll show you that with my SE4. Alright guys, here's my SE4. It's got a full flat down to a convex edge. It's got a nice tip on it. It's fine, but it's still pretty strong. That's done by making sure you hit the tip first with the handle of the blade elevated, and then once you get down to the belly of the blade, you kind of drop it down to the angle that you want. Now with this, if you can see, my edge is probably about like that. Now this doesn't mean that it's like at a 15-degree angle or something, 10-degree. The mouse pad will conform to the blade's edge, so it will give that nice convex profile at the very end. So it'll still be robust enough to do, batoning, fire sticks, whatever you want to do. Of course, it won't feather stick as much as the Zula, but it'll get the job done. So here's the deal. Start with the tip. You want to get that tip nice and strong, so you don't want it too acute. You move, and then you drop the blade down like this. Same thing over here. Get the tip, drop the blade down. And then, since this is a heavier blade, I'm not putting too much pressure with my hand on the blade. It's just pretty much the weight of the blade. A little bit more than that, but not too much more though. Okay, so just like that, work it until you either remove any chips, any dings that you have on here, or until you feel that you have, a good good edge on there. Another method that you could do is you do work one side until you get a burr, and then you work the other side until you get a burr, and then you move on to the next grit. This is 220 grit, using it for ease of demonstration. Go 220, 400, 600, 800. Some people go up to 1,000. I'm perfectly fine with 800. Also, some people like to, or some people ask me that Virtual Voice, he shows you going like this. Also perfectly fine. You want to make sure you get that tip still. Just what will happen though is if you're not careful, you will end up cutting the paper like that. So you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, and then you end up slicing the paper, which will also end up slicing the mouse board. So that's one thing that I kind of caution people. Personally, I do that. You know, I do this, but like I said, cut paper. Hope that answers your questions. If not, let me know in the comments. I will reply. Thanks, guys.